Guys, I'm not doing okay.
You're not?
I'm trying. I gotta get help, guys. You know what? We all make mistakes. Second chance, I hope.
Yeah, I wouldn't hope too hard there. Some saying that Harvey Weinstein is already getting a second chance because he was not charged in New York City, even though he was caught on tape admitting that he groped an Italian model. Now, the Manhattan DA, Cy Vance, he's taking a lot of heat for his decision not to move forward. He said there wasn't a case. Now, the NYPD had the model wear a wire that after she had came to them and she said allegedly what had happened in a prior meeting with, again, the aforementioned Harvey Weinstein. If you didn't hear the conversation, I'll play a little clip of it between her when she was wearing a wire and her subsequent meeting with Harvey Weinstein.
Please come in on everything. I'm a famous guy.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now.
Please come in now. And 1 minute. And if you want to leave, when the guy comes with my jacket, you can go.
Yesterday you touched my breast.
Oh, please, I'm sorry. Just come on. I'm used to that. Come on.
Are you used to that?
Yes, come in. Because
No, but I'm not used to that.
I won't do it again. Come on. Sit here.
And trust me, it gets creepier the more it plays out here. The NYPD says it's currently investigating other allegations against Weinstein. Police in London, they're also looking into sexual assault claims. Besides his legal problems, his career is also all but over. Motion Picture Academy just kicked him out of the club. His own company fired him, and now he is in rehab. And it should be noted a couple things. One thing, if I mentioned it was the New York AG, absolutely not. Schneiderman has nothing to do with this. This has to do with the Manhattan DA's office. In fact, I'm going to have on Wednesday one of the former assistant prosecutors in the office saying that they believe the ball was dropped not just in this case, but even against Trump's kids. So we'll have that conversation Wednesday. But nonetheless, you're a former prosecutor yourself. The cops did not get on the same page here after the fact with Cy Vance. They said time out. This is only one piece of evidence that we did in our investigation. And attorneys I've spoken to, and you're probably closer to this, say, we've brought cases for far less than this. You had audio tape. And that was not just the allegation, that was the second one that came after. You surprised Cy Vance was a good rep? Just moved off of this the way he did?
Well, I have to say, I agree with you. One, they have the tape. Two is the police, according to the story in today's Times, gave everything they had to the senior prosecutor for sex crimes, and she made this recommendation that there wasn't the perfect evidence because somehow he could touch her breasts and it was okay because it was ostensibly related to the job. I mean, what garbage is that? And credit to the New York City Police Department, they didn't believe it then, and they don't believe it now, and they're going back, and they're going to pressure Cy Vance to do something, in my opinion, one way or another. I think he made a serious mistake on the law. It is not up to him to sort of second guess what the verdict is. He had a good faith basis to bring a case. He dropped the ball.
But more than that, in the TikTok of this,
yes,
some of the principles that we've had in this program before were brought in after the allegations were raised. David Boyce, who's a heavy hitter attorney here, obviously known for a lot of high-profile national cases, including Bush v. Gore, among many other things. He was brought onto the legal team of Weinstein. Now, whether or not it had anything to do with it, he made contributions to the Cy Vance re-election thing. People are asking some questions about that. More than that, Linda Fairstein has been a friend to the program also, who was one of the preeminent people that was involved in the sex crime unit of the NYPD. She was also brought in. They smeared this Italian model. They put out a lot of information that she was an incredible witness and all the rest. Not the first time this has happened, but the level at which people came in from the outside to go to bat for Harvey Weinstein.
Before charges.
Before charges, exactly.
So the point is, okay, had he been charged and he brought in all these heavy hitter lawyers, okay, understood, he had criminal charges. This was simply during an investigation. He brought in press advisors, he brought in criminal defense lawyers, he brought in Linda Fairstein as a consultant who was incredibly connected with the New York, the district attorney's office. All of that prior to charges. It is suspect, it doesn't look good, and it isn't fair to whoever made this complaint. And, you know, again, I'm going to give credit to the NYPD. There are some times when they stick their neck out, and many times, and they're on the right side, and the DA pulled away too fast. That's the case here. I think there's going to be something's going to come of this.
Now, on a broader level, the systemic nature for decades that Harvey Weinstein reportedly did this. This was not some one-off.
No.
This isn't limited to Hollywood, okay? Do you have any reason for optimism that men in position of power won't try and do this garbage because either the law or the public scrutiny or now the platform that more people may feel more comfortable to come forward is different now than it was 10, 20 years ago?
I don't know about 10, 20 years ago, but I think this Harvey Weinstein case was a shocking re-reminder to particularly women and men, but women, that they have to actually speak up at the time. And I can't tell you the number of women, and here I am, this privileged woman, I have the honor of being an elected official, who said to me in the days after, we need to all speak up more. Speak up more at the time it happened, not faulting anyone who waited at all, but we are going to have to really call out people now, because there was this culture of secrecy. The company completely empowered it to occur, and were it not for the New York Times story, which was hard to get, we wouldn't have had this story.
Let me ask you a question. You've said before, you've seen garbage like this, whether it's in the state capitol or anything else. Would you say to a female staffer, would you give different advice now than maybe you got 20 years ago?
I don't know than that I got 20 years ago, but I would give very strong advice to that person to call someone on their conduct and also ask me to join in with them.
All right, coming up next, we will take a look at some New York politics, including some ballot measures that you're going to get to vote on in November. And trust me, these are big ones.